machines and objects, and so having a place where you can study that in an academic way is something we think is going to have lots of value.
Are all your students as creative as Samantha Mast is?
Well, you know, we think she's among the brightest and the best, but we have some pretty good students, lots of good students who are really talented. They work hard, and just so happens that you know, Samantha just is getting this great opportunity, and we thought it'd be kind of fun for her to come and talk a little bit about it and share what she's doing. You know, I've kind of followed her for her whole career at CCS, and so I'm really happy with the direction that she's taking.
Samantha is a junior at the College for Creative Studies. Vincent Carducci is the Dean of Undergraduate Studies at the College of Creative Studies. Samantha, when you were a little girl, was this always the direction you were going to go in? Did you know that?
Well, I can't say that art was always my strong suit, but it was always something that I practiced, always something that I was interested in. Other people seem to respond pretty well to the things I created. So I always knew that I would fall down the art path. Knowing that I would end up necessarily in textiles and fibers, I think is just happened that way. It's how it evolved.
And has the college lived up to your dreams?
Absolutely. We have such a great kind of creative incubator at our school, and it's such a diverse environment, and as Vince has said, we have so many creative minds, so many innovative thinkers, and it's a really great place to be.
So are you at a place different now from where you thought you might be when you started there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I first started the textiles and fibers program, I thought, oh Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I hope there's something out there, but this is what I want to do, and I've actually found that there's so many opportunities in my field, and so many different things I can do with it too. I'm not really stuck to just doing patterns or just doing colors or just doing materials. There's so many jobs, design jobs, that my skills are applicable to.
And the marketability of your students that come out of your program?
Well, we have pretty good track records in terms of placement. So a lot of our fiber design students and actually interior design students are winding up in that color and trim segment, as an example. And it's not just the major car companies, it's their suppliers. So Lear and other companies, Johnson Controls. There are opportunities at every step of that supply chain. So we feel that we're doing pretty well in that regard, and you know, that's an important thing for us to deliver to the students who are trusting their futures to us.
Well, the college is carrying the banner of design internationally. It's just an extraordinary institution for Michigan. I mean, we're so proud of it.
And Detroit is the perfect place. Look what's happening in Detroit right now. I know you've got a good relationship with the folks at Shinola.
Yes, they're in our building actually, and I've had the opportunity to work with them starting pretty early on. When they first came to Detroit, might have been the second or third meeting that they had in the city, they came to CCS, and were looking to partner with a design school. They were looking for lease space. They were looking for several things, and it just so happened that we had it all. You know, we have this Taubman Design Center, 750,000 square feet. There was a whole floor that was open for them to take, which they did. And we've done many projects with them, branding for their stores, the interior design of their offices. We just finished, actually, a really sweet project for them that is interactive magazine called Curator, which as they start opening up shops around the country, which they intend to do, they will have basically kind of tastemaker types in each town to give kind of what's happening of, you know, what's the good restaurants, where are the kind of the cool places to go. And this thing operates off of a tablet. It then connects to actual, you know, items that you could buy. Of course, ultimately it's a commercial thing.
And are your students actually
Our
helping with
students did that.
Wow.
And they even did some of the coding, and it was kind of crazy.
Wow.
So, in fact, Daniel, the creative director of Shinola, I mean, he's a pretty smart guy. I have rarely seen him actually like animated and, you know, taking a tablet over and saying, you have to see this. So, yeah,
And they're making watches, they're making clocks.
they make
goods,
watches,
Bicycles?
bicycles,
Uh-huh.
and now they're starting into leather goods.
Are they
And
doing clocks for the city of Detroit too?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
going to do, it's based on the old Kern block clock, and so
Right.
they're going to do 4, I think, to go in the downtown area.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're great. They've come into town, and they're hiring lots of people. They're creating a lot of excitement. In fact, there was I'm not sure the exact number. I think it's 8-page spread in Vogue, photography by Bruce Weber on Shinola, and I guess Anna Wintour was pretty excited about it. So we may see something, happening in the city. Who knows? But just to kind of put the buzz out there, I guess.
Going to school in Detroit and the buzz that's going on right now, a lot of young people moving there, excitement on the ground floor of something that could be the rebuilding of this once illustrious city. What does that feel like to you, Samantha?
Oh, it's very inspiring. It's a fun place to be. You wouldn't necessarily think of Detroit as the fun place to be, but the location that CCS is in is really great, and there's always something to do, and there's really a lively buzz that you can find in the community. It's really exciting.
What do you want to do after graduation?
I do want to go into color and trim design, as Vince has mentioned, whether that's for automotive or another kind of product, like soft goods of some kind. It's really that process and procedure of design that I'm so in love with. So.
What a great example of the wonderful work that goes on with your students. It's fantastic, Vince.
Let's hope we can keep her here in the state.
That's
Keep
the
this
key
kind of
there.
talent.
Well, and with the kind of business and what Vince was just illustrating with Shinola, that's how we do that, right?
Exactly.
Right. Well, and in fact, there's a burgeoning industry of fashion accessories that is starting to bubble up in the city. Small, kind of entrepreneurial things. So that's kind of interesting. And I was telling Damian before the show started, we are today putting the finishing touches on an application to our creditor, which is the place that accredits art and design schools, for a fashion accessories program. There are many, many places around the country where you can study fashion, but there are only 3 or 4 where you can focus on accessories. And so we feel that we've got something pretty exciting, and it brings together 2 of our real strong departments, the craft area and the product design. And there's really no design without some element of craft. It has to be made, and you have to understand those processes, and there's no craft without some design concept behind it. So we think that it's going to be a really strong program. We have had some help from our friends at Shinola, but we've had other companies express interest, and so we think it's going to be pretty interesting.
We're looking forward to hearing more about that. Vince,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us
very
today.
exciting.
Vincent Carducci, Dean of Undergraduate Studies at the College for Creative Studies. Samantha Mast, one of the students there. She's a junior. I can't wait to hear how the competition goes. You're
Thank you.
1 in 4?
I'm 1 in 4 finalists, yeah.
Internationally.
Internationally.
That's incredible. Beautiful. I can't wait to buy your work when I see it.
Thank
out there.
you.
So I know it's going to be there someday, Samantha. And Damian Farrell from Damian Farrell Design Group here in Ann Arbor and his Damian on Design.
Thank you, our guests, for coming all the way from Detroit to join us.
You're listening to the Lucy Ann Lance Show, Ann Arbor's talk station, 1290 WLBY.